जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna and welcome back. Today we are discussing verse number 44 of chapter number 1 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And in the last few verses, verse 39 to 43, Arjuna is giving the fourth reason why he doesn't want to fight, and that is the fourth reason was destruction of family or dynasty. And in the last verse, which is 43rd verse, is saying that he has heard, oh Krishna, he is saying that I have heard from authority or from the parampara, I have heard that those who destroy the family traditions, they will go to hell or they'll be punished in hell eternally. And those whose family traditions are destroyed, they will also dwell in the hell eternally. So this is how he concluded that fourth argument. And today's verse, let's see what Arjuna is saying. So the Sanskrit is Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vyayam yad rajya sukha lobena hantum swajanam udyataha. So Arjuna is saying that the translation goes as, alas, how strange is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts, driven by the desire to enjoy the royal happiness. We are intent on killing our own kinsmen. So Arjuna begins this verse with Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam. O Krishna, aho means alas, alas. Bata means how strange it is. How strange it is that we are preparing to engage in this great sinful act. Papam, mahat papam. Mahat means great and papam means sin. And we are ready to engage in this great sinful act of this war. And how and why are we doing this? Because we have overcome by greed, lobham. Rajya sukha lobhena, yad rajya sukha lobhena, hantum swajanam udayataha. Means he's saying that because of the greed, which is greed for what? The greed to enjoy the royal happiness. And driven by this greed to enjoy royal happiness, we are about to commit such a great sinful act. Here he is using the word killing. For killing, he is using the word hantum. Whom is he going to kill? Swajanam. Swajanam means my own people. So I am even ready to kill my own people. So Arjuna is thinking that just as Duryodhana is blinded now, so Arjuna is thinking that we are also blinded, just like Duryodhana. So here the point he is trying to bring is because of the lobhana, rajasukha lobhena. So lobha means greed. So there are 6 enemies as we discussed earlier also. That is kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. So these are the 6 enemy of the living entities. And once somebody engages in all these 6 activities, they are destined to go to hell. So kama means lust, krodha means anger, then lobha means greed. So here lobhena is using. So lobha means greed, and then moha means illusion, and then mada means pride or arrogance, and matsarya is envy. So if we have these things, these are demoniac qualities. So for having these demoniac qualities, then we'll act on those demoniac qualities and then we'll be punished to hell. So here Arjuna is saying that they are greedy, but in fact the Pandavas are not greedy. Are they greedy? No. The Kauravas are especially greedy, especially Duryodhana. He was a totally greedy person. So this royal kingdom, actually, the Hastinapur kingdom, actually begins to the Pandavas. It's not just by birth, that just by birth they got, or they were supposed to get this kingdom, but also by qualification. If we see the qualification of Maharaj Yudhishthir, he was the most qualified person among all the brothers, even the Pandavas and the Kauravas. And he certainly was deserved to be the king. So Duryodhana and Shakuni, by the tricks they performed during the gambling match, what they did, they snatched away everything from them. And then they sent the Pandavas to the forest for 12 years. And the 13th year was in incognito exile. And their wife was also disrobed and humiliated, and their house was set on fire. Bhima was poisoned, and so many things they did, so many atrocities. Duryodhana did it, and it was approved by Dhritarashtra also. So after they returned from the exile, and then all kind of meetings were going on to get their kingdoms back. So it didn't work out. So finally Lord Krishna went as the messenger. And as the last resort, Krishna offered the Pandavas will be happy even if you give 5 villages. But Duryodhana even rejected that proposal. So someone who was ready to settle with 5 villages cannot be categorized as greedy. So here we see that Arjuna, because of his overwhelming compassion, and his mind is totally deluded at this point of time, and due to deep attachment for his relatives and friend, then as a result of this, Arjuna is incorrectly saying that they are overcome by greed for royal happiness. So this attachment of Arjuna was because of the bodily conception of life, and that is the material illusion. So when somebody is in illusion, they think that I am this body and all my relatives, they are my swajana, my own people. And because of this deep attachment, Arjuna is feeling that he is greedy to even kill his relative, and he's greedy for the Rajya Sukha, or enjoyment of the kingdom after they all are dead. So he doesn't want to participate in this and get sinful reaction, and then eternally gets punished in hell or stay in hell. So this is what Arjuna is presenting here. Let's see what Srila Prabhupada has to give in the purport. So Prabhupada is saying that Arjuna is saying engaging in this war was due to greed. Raja Sukha Lobena. So driven by selfish motives, which is the greed, one may be inclined to such sinful acts as killing one's own brother, father and mother. So Prabhupada says that there are many instances in the history of the world that this kind of things have happened, where because they wanted to become the king, one of the brother, they killed their own brother, or they either killed the father, or they killed the mother, or the entire family, because they wanted to become the king. But Arjuna was not like that. So here Prabhupada says, but Arjuna, being a saintly devotee of the Lord, is always conscious of the moral principle, and therefore takes care to avoid such activity. So he is thinking that, what will I do with this kingdom when all my relatives will be dead? With whom I am going to enjoy? So with all these arguments, Arjuna is presenting to Lord Krishna, and then Lord Krishna is systematically going to counteract those arguments. So these arguments which Arjuna is presenting to Lord Krishna is on the bodily platform. And Arjuna completely forgot these duties. So right now, as we have discussed this point, that Arjuna is right now under the illusion of Krishna. So Krishna is creating this illusion for Arjuna. Actually, Arjuna is a realized soul, but he is acting like a illusion or materialist, because Krishna wants to give us Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So he is engaging his devotee Arjuna in such a way that the message of Bhagavad Gita can be given to us. So Arjuna in the next few verses and in chapter number 2 also is going to continue giving his more arguments regarding the same topic. So we'll discuss further in the next sessions. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Gaur Premanande Haribol.